My mom replaced me with her stepkids. Now she wants me to be their big brother like nothing happened. I asked her why I should after she ignored me for years. My parents got divorced when I, 19M, was 4. They split custody of me and I had a good relationship with both until I was 11. That's when my mom started dating her husband and when she became one-track minded when his kids were around. They were years younger than me and he was their sole parent, so mom used that as an excuse. But it was hurtful and my mom promised she would do better but she didn't. There are a few incidents that come to mind where this was super clear. Mom's stepkids wanted new toys, so mom took them shopping and told me to tag along. I asked her while we were on the way if I could drop by a gaming store and she didn't answer. I asked her when we got to the mall and she ignored me again. She didn't talk to me at all while we were at the mall, and when I told her I was going to the gaming store and I would be back, one of the stepkids started screaming that they wanted me to stay, so mom stopped me going. When we got back to her house she told me we went for her stepkids, not for me, and I spoiled it by upsetting them. Another time we went through a drive-thru and it was busted, so mom left us in the car and went inside for food. She didn't get what I actually asked for and shrugged it off when I told her she got me the wrong order. When I was grumpy about it that night she told me she hadn't time to go back and the kids needed to get home and I was making a big deal out of nothing. I told her she went back in because one of her stepkids got the wrong drink and she told me it was different because he was little. She was supposed to meet me at the climbing gym for us time. She was late, so I called and texted. No answer. I waited for an hour 40 before I called Dad and asked him to drop me off at Mom's place. She wasn't home, but neither were the kids. 2 hours after I got back she came home with the kids and she said nothing while the kids were up, so I yelled at her. Then when she got the kids in bed she yelled at me for yelling at her and she took away my phone for not being more understanding and yelling and for saying FCK her stepkids. Last one for this post because I don't want to keep you here all day. But her and her husband took us out for a family day. She spent that whole day doing stuff with her stepkids and shrugged off my hand when I tried to get her to listen to me because I was asking her to do something with me. I walked back to the car when I realized that was going to be the rest of the day. Nobody came to get me. But that night she told me her stepkids got upset because they wanted to do some things with me and I was gone. I told her she ignored me and she said she had younger kids to pay attention to. I told her all she cared about was them and she told me I didn't care about them at all. And I asked her why would I? She said I acted like I needed her attention 24/7 when I was plenty old enough to not get jealous. This kind of stuff happened a lot. And like I said, mom told me she would fix it but she never did. I hated her for it and I resented her stepkids. And she pretty much helped me decide I would never want to be part of one as an adult. I don't want stepkids or to give my future kids a stepmom if I find myself in that position. She called a few times and asked me to visit her stepkids. But ended the call when I said no. Then she called me again about a week ago and told me her stepkids miss their big brother and when am I visiting. I said never and she told me I need to because I am their brother and they love me. I asked her why I should see them when she ignored me for them so many times when I lived there. She said it wasn't their fault and I told her I didn't give a crap about her stepkids. She called more times and I didn't answer and she would text and I would ask her the same question every time. She told me I am not making her want to spend time with me and I told her she wasn't making me want to spend time with her stepkids. I get my responses might be petty and it's not the kids' fault, but I don't want a relationship with them. Ida? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. ESH Reddit always tells people to go no contact. I get that you are angry and I understand why. I just wish you could have a real conversation with your mother about you and her. Just you and her, don't get sidetracked talking about your step-siblings, or dad, or stepdad. I noticed you always called them her stepchildren. You are only 19 and so, it's hard to get over feeling rejected. I hope one day you can see it from her point of view, right or wrong. Rather than just deciding she is a shit person. It will be hard to shift from righteous anger to vulnerability, but it could pave the way to you two being able to support each other in the future. OP. I do always call them her stepkids. Because to me they are nothing but that. I don't love and care about them or see them as my family, I don't have a bond of any kind with them. So in my eyes they are nothing to me but they are something to her. I have talked to my mom about this. She promised better and then didn't and I gave her more than once chance. How many times am I supposed to do that before accepting she doesn't care? Commenter 2. I know you mentioned you are promised to get better but never did. Were these promises made after a serious and explicit sit-down conversation over the issues or did the talk come after a fight about how she was failing you? If you have never had that kind of talk, maybe time to set one up. Maybe with a witness/mediator that you trust. Not for her sake or expectation she gets better but for you to properly air out your legitimate grievances in a way that can help you back off from your relationship from her, if not cut her off completely. Aside from that, where has your father been? Other family that knows about the situation? If you can, recruit others in your side. At least head off your mother giving everyone a twisted version of your issues with her. If anybody tries to bring up the simple fact that she is your mother as a reason to see her, remind them that you're her son and she literally said you wanting to spend time and bond with her and not as a way to make her stepkids happy made her not want to spend time with you, so you will consider their words after they have mouth hanger words with your mom. You are 19. As tough as it might be, you have the opportunity to properly cut off someone that is only a negating in your life, even if it's your mom. That takes with though to do it properly. Simply ignoring her won't be enough. You need to be 100% clear to her and everyone that might be brought in to meddle on her behalf. Ignoring her doesn't stop her. OP. The promises were made after I got her alone and told her how I was feeling. It happened 3 times like that and a few more times after fights. But the ones I took more serious at the time were the ones where I sat down and talked to her. I live with my dad, but he can't do anything about my mom. Commenter 3. NTA. Yet, I hope you consider those kids' perspective as well as your long-term well-being. You have a right to save your energy and focus on yourself. You do not owe your mom anything. However, if you have a little energy to spare, consider that maintaining those bonds are important for young children, and also for you. It helps them and you develop safe attachments in the future. Only in a way that respects you. Do not bend over backwards, but maybe take a book and hang out for a few, perhaps do something you like. Maybe ask your mom to give you money to take them for lunch for an hour. That is enough to keep the bond for them and for you. Connections is important, tons of sources if you ask, and you would do yourself and them a service if you find a way that suits you. Just to be clear, do not sacrifice. That would not be the connection you want to share, and the lack of authenticity diminishes the benefits. You are important. Focus on yourself first. If you still have some extra energy, I hope you allow yourself to keep the connection. If you do, find a way that works for you and those kids, not your mom. If it is in your terms, then it will benefit you and the other kids too. OP. I never had a connection to her stepkids. They had one to me because they were younger. But I never bonded with them or cared for them like that. I just resented them once my mom's attention went on them instead of me. I still consider myself an only child and never saw those kids as my siblings or my family.